These are some top tips for invoicing as a legal nurse consultant. You do a case for an attorney and he says, "Great job, send me the invoice." Here are some top tips for invoicing to make the process go smoothly. This is Pat Iyer, CEO of Legal Nurse Business. Here are my 5 tips. To avoid looking like a newbie, don't number your invoices starting with number 1. And to avoid giving your clients a clue as to how many invoices you have sent out, use a 4-digit code like 1901, with 19 standing for the year and 01 standing for your first invoice of the year. Next year, change it to 2001. Second point, have a code for the type of service you provided. For example, you do both expert witness work and behind-the-scenes consulting. You might want to know at the end of the year how much income you generated from each type of service. When you code your services, you can easily run a report to show where you were generating the most income. On your invoice, include a minimum of detail about the work you completed. The attorneys who love to nitpick will tell you why it should not have taken you 2 hours to read the records. You could have done this in an hour. I grouped items on an invoice such as organization and review of medical records, 5 hours, instead of breaking down each time frame. This way, I spent less time arguing with attorneys. Include your payment terms on the invoice. Is it due upon receipt, 14 days, 30 days? I recommend using a payment time frame that is as short as possible. If you work with replenishing retainers, your invoices should be for small amounts. That leads me to the next of my tips for invoicing. Don't do a lot of work for which you're waiting to be paid. It's easier to get paid if you're communicating well with the attorney, explaining the time you're putting into the case, and using a replenishing retainer to pay yourself in incremental amounts. Use a simple, clear system to avoid problems with invoicing. This will save you a lot of aggravation. Be sure to stop by legalnursebusiness.com to get more tips on how to increase your revenue as a legal nurse consultant. Go to legalnursebusiness.com.